We have the biggest electric unicycle of 2025 unboxing and first impressions happening right now. This is the Leaperkim Oryx, and this is Wheel Good Time. So I was looking for a good place to be able to put this wheel and do a proper unboxing and first impressions, but this thing is so big. The poor FedEx guy, the poor guy, he was just trying to walk this thing over, and I just told him, just leave it right here. All right, let's get cracking on it. So this unboxing is in association with Next Gen Mobility, the best value EUC retailer in the world, also with the best customer service. As always, we have our box within a box. I'm gonna cut it open here. Again, this is a pre-production unit, so there may be some slight variations between this unit and another unit that comes for mass production. But this one is a 66-pound suspension with a trail tire. Now we know that because this is a long-range wheel, it's probably gonna be more of a street use wheel. So that means that most people are gonna be wanting a street tire, but when this wheel was announced, they first only had the trail tire version. So that's what we're gonna be reviewing on this wheel here. No, baby. We have our user manual, an extra beeper, some extra fuses, and a multi-point quality control checklist. This is something that I really like about Leaperkim wheels, is that they have a multi-point quality control inspection that is done on every single brand new wheel. They do a quick little test ride inside their warehouse just to make sure that it doesn't arrive dead on arrival. And they have a sticker to match it up with each individual unit. So just to make sure that the quality control process is nice and tight. Now let's check out the wheel. So this thing is so big that I really don't feel like lifting 126, 127 pounds out. So we're just gonna tilt it on over and roll it out that way. For a minute, I was afraid that this thing didn't have a charger, but as it turns out, it is buried under the foam down here. Foam party. So this wheel is exactly as I expected it to be, utterly ginormous. So first impressions, this tire, it is a knobby tire, as we said earlier. This is what they were putting on just the pre-production units. This is going to be available also in the mass production units as well. I do notice that we have a 25-watt headlight and side lights here, daytime running lights. That's something that I'm not really a fan of. I don't like the fact that this is red. Red equals tail lights, and that's not going to really fly well on the road. But we're going to see if we can disable this, and that'll be really nice to be able to do. Might be nice to do it during the daytime, but nighttime, no bueno. All right, little suspension test. Of course, that means nothing unless I'm actually riding it, but it does feel pretty nice. I do think this kickstand is pretty cool. It is very easy to bring up and down, and you can adjust the height on it if you so choose. So I think that's a pretty neat feature. Also, we have the charge port cover, which is actually easily removable. It has a little tab here that you can grab. And we have two GX20-4 ports. With some of the previous wheels from Leaperkim, such as the Sherman L and the Lynx, there isn't a tab here. And so you just kind of have to like pick at the side. And that is a little bit annoying, but this is a nice, very welcome improvement. I like it. Another really nice feature on this wheel is these actual MTB spikes here. They seem pretty sharp. And nice thing is with the Oryx, you can actually put these pedals on other Leaperkim wheels, such as the Sherman L, the Lynx, the Patton S. These are compatible. So they will also be available at some point from Next Gen Mobility's website for you to purchase if you'd like. These toe locks are quite the departure from previous Leaperkim wheels. This is a totally new redesign. Personally, I like it because they're big, just like this wheel. But this here is hard plastic, and it seems there's hard plastic inside here, but this is rubber. So it actually feels pretty nice. It feels very grippy. I like that. And of course, you can adjust it to get your toe locked in very nicely. The Oryx also ships with the pedals in the upper position, but as you can see, you can adjust it down one position, which looks to be about 0.7 inches, give or take. Now, as always, we're gonna check the tire PSI before riding it. Sidewall says a max of 32 PSI when cold, so that's what we're gonna be filling it up to. This came with 21 PSI, so we're gonna top it up a bit. It's very important to check your tire PSI prior to riding it for the very first time, just because you don't want, for a tubeless tire like this, you don't want it to burp air whenever you go over a big bump or what have you. Or if you have a tube type tire, you risk a potential valve stem shearing incident where it just completely blows it out. So always make sure you check your tire's PSI before riding it the first time. All right, so let's check out these headlight modes. I have it off right now and I'm gonna be pressing it on. This is in low beam, and now we have it in high beam. We do not have the side lights going. Now I'm gonna be long pressing on the headlight button, and we have it solid on there, the side lights. Again, I really don't like these side lights, but to each their own. Long pressing it again, we got flashing. Long pressing it again, and it's off. This is the mode that I'm gonna be keeping it in, I'll tell you that much. And now I'm gonna be putting on my seat that comes from Beto. This thing is actually originally on my Leaperkim Sherman L, but they're both completely compatible between the Sherman L and the Oryx. So I'm gonna be putting that on. Now with the Beto seat that I have, this does have a little bit of side-to-side play, which I'm not a really big fan of. But other than that, this thing looks like it's gonna be a real comfortable ride, and overall, I like it. First impressions on this wheel, it's ginormous, but I really like it thus far. Everything about it seems like it just screams quality. Everything seems to be very well thought out, and I'm just a huge fan. Now, I am aware that I'm a bit of a Leaperkim fanboy, but it's easy to like something that is awesome. So it's easy to heap praise on this wheel thus far. I haven't taken it out for a test ride yet, and that's gonna come in the full review. So far, so good. Really, really good. All right, that's all for now. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.